Yes! Yes. Man City 3, Bayern Munich 0. First leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. What a game. Let's get into the review. If you're new around here, hit like, hit subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. Doing this one standing up like a couple of them I've done, because after the game, I'm just hyped, man. I'm just hyped. Yeah, City 3, scoring 3 against Bayern Munich. There's actually so much to talk about from that game. But yeah, we'll start off with the scoreline. 3-0 against Bayern Munich at home. The Etihad is a bit of a fortress now, isn't it? I think it's like 25 unbeaten at home. I think it could be like 23 wins and 2 draws. Yeah, that's the record now ahead of Arsenal in the Champions League. Oh, jeez. Against Bayern Munich too. It's funny how City fans are more afraid of Southampton than they were of Bayern Munich. It's before the game, it was quite as hilarious. That's just how it is. Big teams, City performs. Smaller teams, they're more likely to clamp back and just sit in. We're more worried against. But yeah, Bayern Munich. Man City 3, Bayern 0. I actually can't believe it. Where do we even start? Like, I think we're going to have to start with the back line for sure. Ederson, I give him a lot of stick before. I'm pretty sure other fans have given him stick before, especially for this game. We even said it in the preview with Luke that if it was going to be one guy to mess this whole thing up, it would probably be him. But he was having a little personal standoff with Leroy Sané, Sané popping those knuckleball shots out from distance, and he saved every single one of them. Even a low shot that was going bottom corner, Leroy Sané versus Liverpool-esque for us. But he saved it and we cleared it afterwards. But yeah, credit where credit's due. Ederson, great game. A lot of the shots were straight at him, but knuckleballs swerving in the air are kind of difficult. But then that one save against Sané that was going bottom corner, that was a decent save. But yeah, as I said, credit where credit's due. Ederson, he deserves his praise after that game. But let's get on to the back four. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, Ruben Dias throwing it back to PSG. Second leg of the semi-final. Just that guy. He's that guy. He is him. He just throws his body. He's doing the splits to block shots. Have you ever seen Van Dijk do the splits to block a shot? No chance. That block on Musiala was different, crazy like. It's just every time a defender runs at him, even if he's just about to get past him, he throws any limb at it. I remember he falls after every time because he just stumbles back and throws a foot at it and ends up clearing it, but he lands on his arse almost every time. Like, there's a couple of times he was just stumbling backwards and he just seems to get a foot on everything. It's quite ridiculous. He's just a throwback defender. He's just pure box defender. Him and Nathan Ake are pure box defenders, and you love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. It's actually great to see. Even Akanji, he had a couple of slide tackles that just almost came off, but they did end up creating chances through them. But he was very close. But he had a great game as well. He was another one that we'd probably scapegoat afterwards if we're being honest. Like if he got rinsed. So yeah, he bodied any winger that came his side. Ake bodied Coleman, and he had to switch sides as well. Just John Stones as well. He didn't play in his right back role today. He was kind of moving into CDM from centre back, and then Akanji would move in a bit more now when he did that. But not in his right back inverted role today. He was just coming from centre back into centre midfield, which is kind of different today. But yeah, boy, it worked. But yeah, Diaz, Ruben Diaz. That boy has to get the captaincy next year, no doubt about it. I don't care who's at the club, as long as Ruben Diaz is here. He's getting that he deserves that club captaincy. Like, I get the argument that he's a captain anyway, and you might as well give the responsibility to someone else. But I just feel a bit different when Ruben Diaz is leading the club. Like, he's just so good. Like, picture this before, just on the starting lineup in general. At the start of the season, if someone told you our 5th choice centre back in Akanji would start at right back, our 4th choice centre back in Nathan Ake would start at left back, and we had Grealish starting as well, and no Laporte in a Champions League quarter-final against Bayern Munich. Oh my, Twitter would erupt. You'd think Pep had gone crazy, like, but look what you know, 4 centre-backs playing in a back four. Grealish playing, he's on fire too. Akanji, Ake, what is going on? Like, this is Pep Guardiola for you. Our 4th and 5th choice centre backs are just mainstays in the team now. It's truly something else. But getting on from the back four now, it's into midfield. It's that main man, Rodri. Oh my, what a banger! First goal in the Champions League. Cuts in and absolutely finesses it off his left foot into the top corner. Like, what a way to score your first Champions League goal, really. Like, someone said on Twitter that, like, a couple of days ago, he was due a 30-yard screamer, and boy, did he cash in. You just knew as soon as he hit it, too. It was just curling in. No matter how far it started outside the post, you just knew it was going straight in that top corner. But yeah, he's only 26. He could really go down as one of the best CDMs in Prem history. Like, well, not easily, but there's quite a few people up there. You have your Makelele's, just because he created that role. Like, you have Kante, N'Golo Kante, definitely up there. Fernandinho is actually one of them. Then you'll have midfielders like Patrick Vieira thrown into that kind of, I don't know if he's actually a CDM or just, but he might get thrown into that conversation. But Rodri, a couple more years, he's been here since he's what, 22? 19, 20, 2021, 21, 22. This is 4th season here, and he's only 26. Like, he could have another 8, 9, 10 years there. Like, we bought Fernandinho at 28, and look how he turned out. We bought Rodri at 22, and although his first season, not so good, he's been pretty much class ever since. Yeah, Rodri with a brilliant game. I can't believe that goal. That probably strained my hand so much just from the clapping. Yeah, pretty sure I strained my hand from the amount of clapping I've been doing the last couple of games. Southampton, Liverpool, and that game just there against Bayern. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm out of the gym for a while because I'm pretty sure I've strained it. But yeah, KDB, not the greatest game from KDB. He got subbed off for tactical reasons. I don't know if he looked a bit tired. Can he play these games every 3 days now? He's very reliant on pace and power. Like, he's a power player, drives through the centre. His final pass will always be there, but his game does kind of rely on burst and pass players, and he's one of the main pressers up front as well. We press in a 4-4-2 with Haaland and KDB, so he really needs to have that energy if that 4-4-2 is going to work, because if it doesn't work, you're left with a flat 4 in midfield, and then just kind of 2 in midfield rather than a 3-man midfield. So it's a lot easier to get through that press if he's not fit and firing. That's why I'm guessing he was subbed for Julian Alvarez, who just brings that pace, that mad pressing that Jesus used to do for us, but a clinical edge to him as well. It's just ridiculous, him as well. But yeah, KDB not the best of games. He might get arrested at Southampton on the weekend, who knows. Gundo as well. I have this thing about Gundo, like, Gundo, he just doesn't look as secure in the rain, like, a lot more than everyone else. He just seems more prone to slipping, and his final action today wasn't the best. There was a couple of incidences. His header, which that's just because he's not tall enough. The header in like the first couple of minutes, and there was a few instances in both the first and second half where he could have done a little bit better, and we could have scored. Like, because I had a feeling there was a bit of a Real Madrid first leg last season as well, where we should have absolutely peppered them more than 3-0. Tuchel came out and said that 3-0 was a bit undeserved. Yeah, I agree. It should have been 5 or 6. They may have deserved 1 off that Musiala chance by that ridiculous Ruben Diaz block, but they didn't deserve much more than that. Even De Ligt said it himself. It could have been 4 or 5, and yeah, I'd agree with him. The only good thing that was different to the Real Madrid thing is we didn't concede, and Ruben Diaz, ever since he's come back, that guy, he's going to stay he's never leaving either, so I'm going to have such an affiliation such a love towards that guy when he leaves. It's going to be company-esque, you just know it. Just the leadership from him is ridiculous, and he really shut up that reporter too. That reporter before the game asking, why will we see that you're not afraid of them? What are you on about? That was an awful question. Ruben Diaz responded perfectly. We see on the pitch, eh? Yeah, we will see. We did see too. Jeez. But yeah, KDB, Gundo, not the greatest game. Bernardo Silva in for Mahrez, maybe a speculative decision, but boy did he produce. He had Alphonso Davies on toast. I've never seen Davies get roasted like that ever. Granted, I don't watch that much Bayern Munich, but in the Champions League games, I've never seen him roasted like that ever. It's obvious that you don't put a pacey player up against him, because Alphonso Davies is quicker than everyone bar maybe Mbappe. So you gotta put absolute trickery up against him. He nutmegged him 3 times, got one on Goretzka as well, just for good measure, in the space of about 15 seconds in that right corner. He nutmegs Davies, he nutmegs Goretzka. Davies gets the ball, but then Bernardo nutmegs him and then nutmegs him back like some Ronaldinho sort of thing, and then sets up a shot for John Stones. Bro, that guy, he can't leave. He honestly just can't leave. I'm glad rumours coming out that Bellingham has rejected Man City. Yeah. Or whatnot. So it looks like he's going to Real Madrid, but I prefer to keep Bernardo and Gundogan, but that's a different story for a different day. But Bernardo Silva, goal and assist. I think it was a goal and assist. Assist was for the Rodri Screamer, so not that much to it, but still getting goals and assists, more knockout Champions League goals than Mbappe since 17-18 or something like that. That's quite mad. But yeah, Bernardo with a man of the match worthy performance. Him and Diaz, and maybe Haaland, but probably him and Diaz, to be fair. It was actually just a team of the game performance. It was so good from almost everyone. I want to say KDB and Gundogan didn't have great games. That's just to their standard. They weren't bad games. It's still like 7s out of 10, sort of like. Same with Grealish, roasts his man inside 20 seconds. Great pressing for Bernardo's goal as well. Yeah, he's just come into his element since the World Cup, and fair play to him. He's taken lots of stick over the last 18 months or so you love to see as well. He's such a good dude. Like, don't think a goal or assist for him today, but he pressed him up a McCann, who had a torrid game, bodied him really, then backheeled to Erling Haaland, who clipped it to Bernardo Silva the back post. That was for the second one, wasn't it? Yeah, that was like the reverse of what you'd expect. You'd expect Bernardo to do the dog work, the pressing, win it back, and then lay it off to a Grealish to cross it in for Haaland at the back post, which he did for Haaland's bicycle kick a game or so ago. But yeah, it's just funny how that happened the other way around. So Grealish won it, Haaland crossed it, and Bernardo finished it off. It's just funny how it worked like that. But yeah, moving on to a big boy, Erling Haaland. I love him, honestly. He's just great. He was brought in for these sort of games, Bayern Munich, Champions League. That's exactly why he was brought in to everyone else, to win us the Champions League. And boy, he's doing everything he can. Like, assist, that was a great assist. Everyone was like, as soon as he clipped it, he was like, why did you do that? Why didn't you just shoot like normal? But great ball. He's kind of picking that sort of stuff up now, isn't he? These crosses, these chip balls, these layoffs. His link-up play is getting so much better. He's only 22. I thought he might not have much more development just because the way he is. But boy, in a couple of years, that boy could be a monster, even more than he is already. But yeah, his positioning for the third goal as well. John Stones with the assist, Julian Alvarez with the cross, and Haaland just getting on the end of that. Goal and assist for Erling Haaland in a big Champions League game. That'll do him well. Not that he needs it, because he's class anyway. But yeah, the whole team's performance was outstanding. Julian Alvarez, when he came on, he may start the second leg, you know, instead of KDB, maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised if he started it, because if we're pressing in that 4-4-2, yeah, those two up top have to be pressing like madmen, and Alvarez does the dog work. He got that dog in him. So yeah, that's a team's performance. Team performance was so good against a Bayern Munich side, a very good Bayern Munich side. But we have to go to the Allianz Arena now. 3-0 up. That's a great score. 2-0 up. It's very good. I predicted 2-0 to be fair, but that's a very good scoreline. But 3-0 is borderline. It's very hard to come back from. I wouldn't be making many changes against Leicester, because now it's all focused back on the Premier League. We need to keep on the Prem until at least we play Arsenal, and then we better beat them too. But yeah, Bayern Munich, it's almost won. I think we could make a few changes in that game, bringing the likes of Walker and Alvarez in. I wouldn't bring in I don't know about a Calvin Phillips, definitely not Sergio Gomez, but I'd bring Mahrez back in for that game too. But you could even throw Laporte in. I don't think we'd concede 3. Saying that, actually, we did block a lot of shots. Leroy Sané had a lot of space as well, so it's still quite dangerous. Like, if Ruben Diaz doesn't block that shot from Musiala, we're 1-0 down and it could be a completely different game. So Diaz has definitely started that second leg, that's for sure. And also the decision to replace Julian Nagelsmann with Thomas Tuchel now is kind of looking suspect at the moment. He came in to keep a hold of the treble, because they didn't think Nagelsmann would keep the treble alive, but he got knocked out of the German Cup straight away, and he's on the verge of getting knocked out of the Champions League straight away too, so that's kind of funny. If I was him, I'd go 3 at the back and win backs for the second leg, try to take advantage of our narrow structure. Yeah, that's what I'd do. 3 at the back, and then Alphonso Davies and Coleman as wing backs, and then maybe a narrow front 2 just to, yeah, that's how I'd go. I'd go 3-5-2 if I were Bayern Munich in the second leg. Wide wing backs to take advantage of our 3 at the back system, but also 5 in midfield and 2 up top to kind of negate our narrow structure, so we just don't go straight through down the middle as well. That's how I'd go. But it's not like I'm spoiling anything. Bayern Munich ain't going to see this, so that's on paper how it could work. But hopefully they don't do that, and hopefully we get the job done over there. But just a word on Upamecano. That boy had an absolute nightmare. He was so sloppy. I don't think the rain helped him either. Just like I said with Gundo, I don't think it helps a player like Upamecano either. But I tell you, Jan Sommer had a ridiculous game as well. For the amount of goals we scored 3 goals, but he made some ridiculous saves. That Gundogan shot that he just flicked his foot up for, Rodri's header, he made a good couple of stops here and there as well. He could have. That's what I mean when I say it could be 5-4, 5-6-6-0 like. So Thomas Tuchel got to see Sommer's highlight reel and realise we could have scored way more. But yeah, the second leg in the Allianz Arena is going to be tough. But that was this game. Home leg, still undefeated at the Etihad in 25 games, I think it is now. Ridiculous record. I'm just glad we took advantage of our home leg. Like I said in the preview, we should take advantage of our home leg, score a load of goals, and we did that. So it's looking very comfortable going into the second leg now. Almost out of sight, but the players won't be thinking like that. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the game. Ridiculous performance all around. It was a team of the match. Hard to pick a man of the match, but I would go Bernardo or Ruben Diaz. John Stones with his multifunctional role. He's like a Swiss knife, that boy. No other defender is able to do what he does, honestly. In this era, probably a lot of eras gone by too, there'll be very few defenders that can do what John Stones does. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time for the Leicester preview. Peace.